Are we live?
Yeah, but it's black screen.
Is it black screen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. What do we do? Settings. Camera. Back camera. It should be good. Why isn't it working? Oh, it's working. You can't use the back one. Our bad.
Yeah.
bad.
All right. Can't use the back camera. Now we know.
Now we know.
Welcome.
Who here wants to know how to be unapologetically themselves? We're in our 30s, early 30s, and it's taken a long time. 20s are tough with this topic. We're hoping that maybe we can shed some light on the ways that we've tried to be unapologetically ourselves and what has worked for us. Because with that comes a lot of fear, a lot of conflict, a lot of being scared and questioning yourself in every move you make. And is this the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? Am I saying the right thing? Am I hanging out with the right people? Am I working the right job? And it all boils down to being the most you can be.
Yep. I feel like that's the biggest challenge I've had in my whole entire life is being okay, being Bridget Harrington in this body and trying to get more comfortable being myself wholeheartedly in any place that I go. And that didn't start until I started to get to know myself, first of all, because there's, a period of my life where I just went unconscious about everything and I did what everyone else was doing and I kind of followed the crowd and kind of stayed hidden and didn't want to be seen. So my decisions were based on my outside circumstances rather than like, what does Bridget want? What do I want? And where do I want to go in my life? And I had to start to get to know myself on a deeper level. That's where it all started for me. And I'm still learning and I'm still uncovering who I am, what I want, where I want my life to go, how can I be of service to this world, and how can I be more of Bridget Harrington in every situation, which is harder than it sounds. Like, it's like, I think it's more challenging than we like to pretend that it is. So
I think that what that made me think of is the fear, I think, stems from people thinking that they know what's best for me, and then me thinking that I have to live up to their expectations of me, even when it's going against everything that I am and who I want to be. But they have a preconceived notion of maybe what's worked for them or what they saw someone else go through and they failed, and they don't want that to happen to me. And I think a lot of times it's out of protection, but I think a lot of times that stops me from making certain decisions that I want to make for myself, or I don't know.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's a hindrance. Other people can hinder me because of their own stuff.
Yep. I mean, anywhere we go, we're being influenced, no matter what. Even your phone, your TV, you walk out the door, your neighbors, your friends, your family, your work.
Society
is an influence. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it has a hold on me, if I allow it. And that's how I live my life, is being influenced by everything and not knowing where I wanted to be, where I wanted to go. And I got to this point in my life where I got to know myself on a deeper level, and now I'm in this point in my life of like, where do I actually want to take that? Who do I actually want to become? How do I want to show up in the world? Well, I don't know the answers until I get to know myself a little bit more, because the answer is to be me. The world needs Bridget Harrington. The world needs Alex Getz, because there's no other Alex Getz like you. There's going to be no other me like me, and that's what the universe wants, I think. for us to be like an expression, a full
Our
expression.
individual.
Yeah,
self.
our individuality and our authentic self, because that's what we're doing here on this planet, is expressing ourselves completely just how we are, broken, a mess, damaged, wounded, healing, beautiful, all of the things. It needs to be all expressed and all seen, and we tend to want to hide the parts that we don't want anyone to see. And that's how I live my life, and I know many people live their lives. You show people what you want to show them. You show up in the world how you think people want to see, and you hide your shadow self or your darkness or your things you don't really like about yourself. You hide those from the world because you think that you would be like ridiculed or, shunned or whatever if people really saw like those other parts of yourself.
But to be fair though, and there have been instances where like that fear does come true, where like I have been like unapologetically myself, and some people didn't like it, and they have seen themselves out of my life, and that is why the fear is there. But I don't regret it because that made room for other people and new friends and new opportunities that I didn't have when they were in my life, kind of bogging me down and living their own dream and trying to make me a part of their own dream when I didn't want to be there.
Yeah, I think
You know?
so. Definitely. I mean, I can relate to that wholeheartedly. I believe that's my biggest challenge in my journey is getting over that fear of stepping out, speaking my truth, being fully authentic, saying what I think and what I feel and what I believe, and being completely humiliated or ridiculed or bullied or talked about. That's my biggest fear. So I feel you. I'm in the same boat. I feel like day by day, little by little, I'm starting to break down those walls and like having that. It's not like a don't give a shit attitude. It's more of just like, well, if I say what I feel, believe, and think, and that person wants to attack me for it, then they don't really truly love who I really am. They only love the parts that I've allowed them to see. And that's not me being real. That's not me being authentic. And that's been my biggest challenge and struggle for a long time, because some people would say what I think and believe and feel is crazy. They do.
Yeah. Well, and I think what they think, feel, and believe is crazy too.
Right.
And we all have our own beliefs, but we should all be able to coexist. I think like the issue for me is when like people start attacking other people for what they do and what they believe in when it's none of their business. And it shouldn't affect like a relationship, but it does because you can't see eye to eye. And I think that this has been happening for like the political. I think it started like politically, like in our country, and then like it seeped down into like beyond beyond political, into just like individual beliefs about anything these days. Anything on the news, like if you, God forbid, you don't believe the same thing, it's torn families apart.
Exactly.
It's torn people's own blood apart.
Yes, that's the craziest part of it all. But we're like here to watch that. I feel like as a whole, like a collective whole, we've gotten to a better place with that.
Whole collective.
Yeah, the whole collective. Yeah, I feel like we've gotten to a better place of kind of understanding that we're all seeing reality in different perspectives, and we all receive information from different areas. And I think that's the coolest part of it all, is like I can choose to get my information and what I'm learning about or my research in whatever places I would like. Really, I choose that. I don't just get fed it from somewhere. And same goes for you. Same goes for everybody else. And like, why don't we use that to collaborate, to expand our minds, to learn more about not just like our beliefs, but each other internally, and know that we're all here to express what's inside of us.
Because a lot of people, well, I don't know. I feel like it's because maybe some people are afraid of other people's perceptions. They're afraid of, I mean, it's like the reason why people are homophobic. It's like they're afraid that they're going to become gay or something. It's like they're afraid that they're going to lose sight of who they are. So they don't even like allow that into their life because it upsets them too much.
Right. That makes sense.
I don't know why.
I guess it's hard for people to look at other people's truths and say that. That may be true or it may not be. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could say the same thing about me, because like some people's truths, I'm just like, that's whack, you know.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
it doesn't affect your life personally, does it?
No.
No.
Well, yeah,
It's
right.
like,
No.
that's why.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end of that. That's the extent of that.
You're just like, I don't really like the way you think. That's whack. No. But
Yeah, but I'm not like, it's not about attacking people's character, and I think that is like what prevents, because that's happened to me before, and then it prevents you. It dims your light a little bit. When people dim your light, it's hard to turn your own light back on when it's been dimmed so many times. It's like you have to find something to reignite it. And for me, it was like my flame was reignited like when I got sick, and
Go ahead.
just like met new people.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me a new drive to live and enjoy life and be who I really am. And I didn't want to be that girl that was sitting behind the computer screen for 12 hours a day anymore. Yeah. But like, it's hard showing yourself to new people too.
Definitely. Yeah, because every single relationships are super important in my life today and have been and have built me into the person that I am today. So relationships play a huge role. Friendships, intimate relationships, mother, daughter, father, daughter relationships. They all play a big role and they all do have influence. But I think that I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know what I think.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. Go ahead.
You were just saying that, like that you have individual relationships with. We were talking about.
I don't know what you're saying. How they're really important to me. Relationships are really important.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But building new ones is also like really important. Like I keep my.
It's scary for some people.
Right, absolutely, it is scary. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. But like the most recent newer friendship I built and opened up to has been like amazing. Like my friend Mary Rose, like I told you about. Like I allowed her in my life and she allowed me in hers, and we've connected on such an amazing level that like I still can't even believe how it came to be. I was just like open to it, and she was too. And
was it random?
Yeah.
How do you make new friends? Let's talk about this. How did you make her? Or how did you meet her?
Well, I met her at the yoga.
How'd you make her?
I made her on my Sims game. So I met her at a yoga studio. How I meet a lot of people. That's how I meet a lot of people. But like,
those are your people.
These are my people, right? They're my people. But I'm not like, we don't have like a friendship where we meet up and like hang out outside of yoga or anything. But like, me and her were open to that, and like we just both showed up and we didn't know each other,
That's sweet.
We started getting to know each other, and then we've had some epic, amazing experience, and now we're like building this retreat together that means the world to her and to me. Like it's a dream come true that we want to make happen and like execute it, and it's really big. And that leads me to another point of like being myself and being true to who I am and my path and my journey. It wasn't easy for me to be like, okay, I'm not going to college and I'm not going to be a nurse. I'm just going to teach yoga, and like telling that to people, and people always asking in very curious ways, what do you do? Like, what are you going to do? And I'm just like, I'm a yoga teacher. And their face is always just like shocking, just like, well, oh, like that's all you do? And I'm like, that's all I do. You know, I'm also a single mother,
mom.
have 2
Yeah,
children. You know,
yeah.
I got a lot going on, but that's what people hear because it's so unheard of in our society, and it's so different. And it's like people just question it, and I've had to deal with a lot of confidence and security in myself to be like, yep, this is what I do, and just and stand behind that because that's what the universe has opened up for me. That's a path that is leading the way of where I want to go. I'm not saying that's all I am. I'm not just a yoga teacher. That's not how I identify myself. But for work, what I do is I teach yoga.
Can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
Was there a point when someone had asked you like what you did and you said yoga teacher and they gave you that look and you felt a certain way? At what point did you stop feeling that way?
I still sometimes do.
You just
Yeah, sometimes. It depends on who it is I'm talking to.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to like someone who is like super educated and they're like 10 years deep into their corporate job and they've been, grinding forever. And if it's someone like that and I answer to them, like I feel a little bit more intimidated and it's like a sense of
inferiority.
yeah, a little bit inferior to that because obviously I would never understand their shoes and they can't understand mine, It's like just 2 different worlds we live in. But yeah.
But to have
I still-
acceptance that that's not what you want for yourself
But
takes a lot of confidence. That you don't want what they have.
Exactly. That's the thing is I don't want that. And like you might not want what I have, I don't want what you have. But I've had people in the same, class standards or whatever, or who have been like, "Oh, that's amazing! Like that's awesome," and like really hype me up about it. And that's how I understand with anyone's answer when you ask them, "Well, what do you do?" And they tell you, it's like, "Wow, it's amazing! Like we're all supposed to be doing what we are supposed to be doing."
Right.
True to your own path, and that I was never more certain about anything in my life than I was about teaching yoga. It was something internally that came, and that's all I knew, and that was okay, And
Yeah, and I think that it's amazing because, like you said, that's not a dream that a lot of people will follow through with just because of like fear or like stability issues,
security.
And like there have probably been instances where I don't know, maybe someone didn't want to be friends with you anymore because you were going in a different direction or something. But like the relationships that stay when you stay true to yourself are the ones that really matter the most.
Right, absolutely.
Because there's a lot of people that end up,
Yeah, because I think what happens is they just don't understand and
different interests maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know the answer. I just know that it's taken a lot of work of self-love, unconditional love, a lot of filling in my own cup, doing a lot of work in being confident in myself and secure in myself and my sovereign whole self, meaning I'm my own authority. Like I pave my own way. I'm leading my own way. I'm not succumbing to someone else's path that they've given to me because that's where I was headed, right? Was taking direction and following direction that was somewhere I didn't really want to go. And I had to be true to myself and I had to face myself. And the path to self-discovery of facing yourself is not easy. It's really hard. You're constantly reevaluating. You're constantly looking at yourself because you have self-awareness.
And I'm not questioning, is this the right thing? Is this the wrong thing? Am I sure this is what I want? Am I sure I don't want the wrong thing? Like, do I just want this because it's, like, I don't know, because it seems more glamorous, but it's harder, it's not easier. Is the easier way the way to go? Like,
the more secure way.
The more secure way. Yeah.
I don't know. Those are the answers you will figure out throughout your journey, throughout your path. And of course, I think everyone has doubt and fear, but I think your inspiration and intuition will lead you in the right direction. I don't think it can go wrong.
And yeah, I don't even really believe in like wrong decisions, because like everything kind of does end up working out for a reason,
Right.
even when you hate to say that 'cause it sounds so dumb hearing it for the millionth time.
Exactly.
But it's like sometimes things break and then other things bloom and
Right. And we always learn. No matter what, we're always learning and everything. The way I try and look at things and hold the awareness most of the time is that this is for the evolution of my soul. Like, so I will grow from this, regardless of what happens. It's not detrimental to my life. It's not going to kill me. It's not going to be the end of the world if it goes wrong, but it will evolve my soul, which means I will learn more from it. I will grow from it. There will be a reason that I went through it that I could look back on and be thankful for one day. Regardless if it's bad or negative or hurtful or traumatic or whatever. Like that I know this now because I can look back at my life and that's been true up until this day.
yeah, for like
Every crazy traumatic event that I've ever went through, I can now say I'm actually grateful for all of that. Not while I was going through it, not while I was, feeling everything. No, I didn't feel grateful for it then, but in hindsight, I wouldn't have grown into who I am now without it. So that's how I try and live my life, knowing that it's all meant for something greater.
Yeah, who knows what that is. I just know that I don't know.
What are some of the things?
We don't know how we didn't know how we got here. We don't know where we're going. None of us do.
No.
So that's what makes me kind of pissed off is when people think that they know better and have something to say about the way I'm living my life because of whatever they believe.
Right.
I mean, it's like annoying and dealing with haters all the time. You know what I mean?
Yes. So I have a question.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you've been doing and implementing in your life lately dealing with some of these haters?
Okay. Dealing with the haters. 1, setting boundaries. Blocking people I need to block.
Mm-hmm.
2, getting stuff off my chest. Like having people that actually support me and will listen to me who support what I'm doing and believe in me. 3, immersing myself in creative things like making videos. I was drawing a little bit. I've been writing. And really, a really important one is I like check in with myself multiple times a day and just see how I'm feeling, what's going on with me, what do I need? What do I need?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're building this relationship with yourself where you are the number one provider.
Yeah.
No one on the outside is going to give Alex what she needs.
Yeah. Sometimes I want people to save me so bad, but
absolutely.
They won't.
No one will save us.
They won't. They haven't come yet.
No, they never have. They never will. I know. And when we get off balance and we're off centered and we're feeling out of sorts, it's usually because we stop doing the things that provide for ourselves. We stop doing the things that fill our cup. We stop doing
Which is
the things
interesting
that help us.
because when we feel good, we're like, oh, I'm not gonna write. I don't need to write. Like I was like journaling. I was journaling because I felt like shit and didn't know what else to do. And I'm like, ooh, this feels great. This feels great. And then everyone's like, how are you doing? Oh, great. I journaled. Whatever. I ride the journal high for a month, and then it's like, I need to journal again because what just happened? Yeah, I stopped. That's just been a cycle in my life. Like when things are going well, I stop everything that's ever helped me, and then things get bad, and then I have to start doing all the things. And I'm like, why did I ever stop?
That's that disconnect to reconnect thing. Yeah, it's normal. It's part of our human journey, right? Or at least mine. I don't know about
disconnect to reconnect.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yes,
I do that a lot.
Me too, all the time. It's like, oh, why am I feeling so bad? I'm disconnected from the things that help me. Oh yeah.
Time to reconnect.
Yeah, time to reconnect, do some things to light me up. Yeah, I like what you were saying about like how to deal with haters.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah. Because that's what you have to be. You have to be your number one cheerleader, which can be the hardest.
Well, that's the thing is when dealing with like finding your authentic self is like, one, you're battling yourself, and then two, you're battling everybody else. So I don't know which one's harder. They're both hard. But when there comes a point where you don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks, battling yourself is hard because you have all these things you want to live up to, and then you wake up in the morning and it's like your mind and your body and your heart, are you all capable of doing the things that you want to do? And then following through with that is building trust within yourself, and then that makes you love yourself more, and then when you're, it gives you confidence, and that builds your authentic self up, and that allows you to walk through life more gracefully and more productively because you're creating, you're outputting things that are meant for you. You're like being dealt a hand and you're playing it the best that you can instead of folding right away.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely part of your journey. It's part of my journey. I know that.
And probably all else.
Yeah, definitely. Depending on how you look at life. You know, like you said, we don't know where we came from. We don't know where we're going. We can only speculate. We can ask a bunch of questions. We can get curious about it, but really nobody has a definite answer. So it's like, how can I be my most authentic self in this game of life? And now that I know that it's a game,
Yeah.
can
It is a
I
game.
level up? And can I get to this next level of beating myself on this journey of
No,
self-discovery?
it's not a matter of can I, it's when will I.
When will I? Yeah. Exactly.
Because I've said that my whole life. Can I do this? Can I do that? Oh, hi.
He's smiling.
Is he gonna attack my
No. She said, "Is he gonna attack my head on camera?" No,
He
Mr.
swatted
Kitty
me
Close.
once.
No,
Do
he
it again.
did not. Don't tell her.
It was one time. It happened.
I'm just kidding.
It did happen. No, I'm just messing. I don't know. Have you found that people have supported you being your most authentic self every time? Like, do you ever feel like you're put down from doing it?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Like every day. But no, my biggest problem is hiding my most authentic self. I can't
Like
see
you
it.
have layers.
Yeah.
On top, like yeah.
Yeah, I have
Walls
walls,
built,
and like I said, I only show some people parts of myself, and I hide those other parts that I think that they would hurt. They would hurt that part of me if I allowed it to come out or just be. So my problem is hiding, hiding, and not speaking my truth, and not.
Like a camouflaging your or masking, putting a mask over your personality.
Yep.
Oh, what a shame, bro.
Dimming down,
Yeah. Imagine if it wasn't like that. Who would you be? What would you feel like? Who would you be hanging out with? What would you be doing? What would you be wearing? What music would you be listening to? How would your kids look at you?
Oh, they would love me.
Yeah, see?
I am my most authentic self around them. That my kids are like
Oh yeah, I know.
the number one people who know
They
me
do.
the most, and they think I'm nuts.
They think that you're cool. And
Yeah,
I
they love
that.
me.
They think
Yeah,
that you're
I
cool.
know they love me. I know they look up to me, but at the same time, they think I'm nuts. But I also teach my children like, don't take what I say as 100% truth. Like, don't just because I'm telling you something doesn't mean you don't still have your own mind to figure things out with in the world. Like, always remember what your mother taught you, and always listen to what your mother is saying. But you don't have to take that on as your 100% truth. Like, you are your own person with your own mind, and your own brain and heart. You're going to decipher information differently and see things differently and believe things differently. That I teach them wholeheartedly. I believe that's like the freedom that I was never taught. You know, I was given this set of rules and this programming as a child that this is what life is, this is how it goes, this is where we come from, this is where we're going, and these are the rules, and you stick by those, and if you don't, you're going to hell.
Sounds about
And
right.
I was like, oh,
I
you know?
sure am going to hell.
And that didn't turn out well for me, so I don't know. I just teach my kids to stay open-minded, pay attention, question things, always
Question
ask
everything.
questions. Yeah, always ask more questions, and really use their brain, critically think. Like, take the time to think about things before you choose to like take them on as your own or your truth. And things that I would teach my children, I would also like to embody in real life. You know, and that's how I try and live. But only a small percentage of people see that, and I'm getting over the fear of allowing more of the world to see that part of me, because I feel like I could be very helpful to other people if I could get over my own shit.
Well, so then you're gonna.
Absolutely, I'm going to. This is
Well,
all part
because
of it,
like
right?
think about it this way. It's kind of like you're robbing people.
You're right. I know.
That's not very nice.
That's so mean.
That's super mean.
That's so mean. You're right. And I do think about that. I get so caught up in like, oh, this, that, me. And I forget it's not about you. It's not about you. It's for the greater purpose and the greater good of everything.
Humanity's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
The universe's sake.
And I'm just there to play a part of that bigger, greater plan. And I held myself back from a lot of it.
It's nuts.
Self-centered to the core.
That's what we should be. That's what we should do.
So, what are some things that you could tell anyone listening that would help them day by day, step by step, to possibly getting to know themselves a little bit better or living more true to themselves?
If you really have nowhere to start and you have no idea, like what I would do is think about the things that I enjoy doing and just get something tangible to make me feel alive, because that's the time I feel alive is when I'm doing something I'm enjoying the most.
Right.
So if I want to tap into more me, definitely doing something that I love. Something to make me laugh. And I tried the thing where you look in the mirror and say I love you 10 times.
Yeah.
And that is awkward as shit.
Yeah.
But I swear to God it helped. And I did it in the car yesterday. I was like in my rearview mirror, like,
Aww.
because I was like just going through it.
Yeah.
But these are new tools that I've learned, and just there have been times that I've been motivated by being my true self because someone pissed me off. You know? Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't care anymore. Right. And I'm not wearing this anymore for you.
Not wearing this anymore for you.
Yeah.
Yes. That's hard to do. That's awesome. Yeah, I would say the same thing. Something
yeah,
that
what do you do?
Joy. We're here to experience joy. Every single person. So if you don't know anything about yourself and you don't know anything about being authentic, or just know you're on the planet to feel joy at some point in your life, and if you're not feeling any joy, you're so far away from who you are. So you need to feel joy. You need to embody joy in some way possible. And if you can't get there, you gotta find how you can personally get there. Like, I personally find joy in moving my body, yoga, dancing, working out. I love all types of moving my body. That brings me a lot of joy. Laughing. I have to laugh. I have to not take life so seriously, and I have to not take myself so seriously, and I have to find reasons to laugh at myself and laugh with other people. Animals bring me joy. Having lit conversations about cool things, about ideas in future and where humanity is headed as a whole. Joy. I would say find joy. If you're far away from joy, you're far away from yourself. So find a way to get there. And I think that's it.
Yeah, that was a great note to end on. I'm tweeting that right now. If you're far away from joy, you're far away from yourself.
I believe that. I believe that every human being on the planet, no matter what, has the natural birthright to experience joy on the planet. But how many people are really experiencing that? I would say a lot of people are disconnected from it, right?
Yeah,
From the
so
looks of it.
dial it in, get it the fuck together, and
Find
do
some
something
joy.
for you. Yeah, find some joy. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you later.